They're back.
Well, I mean, you look at it. If you grab the Anita, there's a Mo and Daryl on the field who can jump on the Gus, jump on the Sandy, and I see very few opportunities where they're not just instantly blowing up. If you jump on the Mo, you've still got options. That the Anita and the Daryl are still going to damage. There is no one that you jump on in this matchup that I think drastically changes the trajectory that it's going.
Let's find out how this plays out, but I feel like Crazy Raccoon have a difficult draft here to play out. They do have a little bit of outrange in the mid area, so maybe this is what they will be playing around for now. Luckily, they do have two supers to put to wait, though, because his food is just coming straight into his mouth. I mean, look at that. They just push him up. IC gets the two-piece. 3R Gaming with an early goal, and Crazy Raccoon need to figure something out. Luckily, they do have two supers to put in something of a fight.
I don't know what Crazy Raccoon thought was going to happen in that situation. Daryl's beefy. He has AoE damage. He has a super that is now just on steroids. He's got it up again. Sandstorm is going to go down. Shitatampo is going to walk his way up. Does have the super, but you completely avoid him. Tucked into the Shadow Realm, but he can just draw Shitatampo out of this engagement. It allows repositioning there from 3R Gaming. He's going to regen up. So as soon as he's taken out of that Shadow Realm, he's going to be up in the thick of things with the super up and available. I question what is going on. Marmashi dives on in. He's found one. He's found two. They follow up with a Daryl roll. The mobility on this roster from 3R Gaming is just so overwhelming. Cordelius was not the right pick.
I don't think the Cordelius is the problem. I think the problem was before that. They just did not have any tank counters in Brawl, one of the game modes where you have the most tanks, and low DPS across the board. I mean, those are just low damage brawlers everywhere except for the Cordelius. And how are they supposed to stop? Mo was 8,000 health, Anita was 8,000 health. On the right side of Daryl was 11k. It's just way too much health.
Yeah, but the Cordelius, the goal is to take someone out of the fight. But who do you take out? We've already seen that it doesn't matter who you take out of the fight because there are still enough answers in play that it doesn't matter. The mobility is insane out of 3R Gaming. Crazy Raccoon backed themselves into a corner with this draft in such a way that you could make the argument to me that this is a bot game, and I would not question it.
I mean, it is a terrible draft from Crazy Raccoon for sure. They do have a bit of a chance at a push here. Managed to corner them back in their goal area. IC gonna get taken low HP. Finally taken care of. Memeshi went for a roll. Bull gets lost though, and therefore it does create a little bit of space, buy some time for 3R. Shitatampo does have a hypercharge that could go a long way if he can find that connection onto any of those 3R players. They're going to be slowed down and sitting ducks. And there you have it, onto IC. Shitatampo going to be farming him down now, and there's not much that IC can do about it. Maybe not quite enough time to find the kill, but it does create a lot of space. 3-on-1 here. IC the only one here to defend, and the goal is opened up. Tensai just goes for it. A bit of an optimistic roll here. Maybe it would have been better to keep that one for IC, because now he's going in without a roll.
Yeah, I mean, but Ruff Bruce is out. He's going to create some space. Marmashi does have the super up as well, driving straight onto Shitatampo, forcing him into an unfortunate position. Luckily, the AoE is there, and Shitatampo will work his way up towards the ball. Marmashi does get the kill. Leaves Tensai alone in mid, and we see IC is back in play, has the super up and available. The Wombo combo is just impossible for Crazy Raccoon to deal with because they just don't have the HP pools as a whole to answer the call. Hypercharge available for Moya, who's taking damage. He's going to pop the Sandstorm, but IC's there, dives on into the mid, finds one, looking for more, forcing them all out. That's exactly what you need out of the Dow, is just make some noise, create some distraction, send chip damage in through mid, and Marmashi has done just that. The shot towards the goal is well off the mark from Shitatampo. IC's going to pick the ball up, pass it up to the right-hand side. Marmashi does have the super up and available, can look to dive on through. Big damage coming out, and that's exactly what you're looking for. Marmashi She gets ball control, trying to just create some space, has the super to use, passes it to himself, but it's off the mark. And Crazy Raccoon, I don't know how they've found themselves this lifeline, but they have.
It's a ridiculous game for them to pick up. I mean, again, I think the draft is so much better on the 3-hour side, and yet they still managed to make it work. Not comfortably so, though. Really not. I mean, this could have been ended in this game already. 3-hour gaming, I think, still in a good position. However, Crazy Raccoon, I mean, it's incredible that they're able to make things work despite such adversity.
Yeah, I see in a bit of trouble, though. The rest of his team is gone. He's taking the Shadow Realms, so Tensai is just going to be able to walk this one home. So, I mean, it's not, like you said, comfortable by any stretch of the imagination, but somehow they're making it work.
Unbelievable stuff from Crazy Raccoon, somehow recovering from this very, very difficult draft to pull off. Memeshi going a bit over aggressive will get shut down. It's only IC left alive. If he gets thrown into the Shadow Realm, it's over.
Yeah.
The tempo finds the connection. There's no stopping power here, and Tensai is able to slot it in. Crazy Raccoon somehow are going to be able to pick up that set, and that's going to be a second in their favor. They do it again. First pick gonna be heading their way here for our map number 4. But oh my, this is scary because they are back in the driver's seat. They have won 2 sets in a row now as well, so starting to really build up some momentum. As you mentioned, it's not because they have the better drafts, it's because they managed to somehow adapt and then have some crazy plays that give them those games and somehow lock in those sets.
I mean, maybe it is that, you know, Crazy Raccoon are going back towards more approaching the game the way they want to rather than reactively to what their opponents are doing. They will pick up the game first. Obviously, having that first pick allows them to get him in play for themselves. Mo banned out by 3R Gaming. Sandy banned out, understandably, given how much it allowed them to control the map and just made it that much more difficult for the Mo-Daryl combo to lock things down. Draco banned out. I'm not too upset about that, given he's been a bit hit and miss.
I don't mind what I see so far. Surge is sometimes a little bit of a slow start, but I think that the bushes here does help him out, and it's a bit easier than last stop where we did see Surge struggle a bit earlier today. Because I think you just have a bit more cover to work with and close the gap. You can also like kind of rotate from left to right, try to punish anyone that goes over aggressive. So I think it's a good map for it. Heal, of course, is like a defense staple of Brawl Stars. It has been for a while now, but the Hypercharge is really what has made it like. Hypercharge is really what has made it like incredibly strong. Very versatile, just perfect for what you want as a first pick. And it has that tank awareness, which is one of my main criticisms so far of Crazy Raccoon's draft. It seems like they're listening to me because they're actually going to go for a second tank counter to make sure that any tanky ideas as a last pick are not going to be explored here by 3R, and to also, of course, help shut down the already picked tank, which is Buster.
I rounded out with the Tara, so a lot of just, I mean, counterplay kites in this draft from Crazy Raccoon. They've got a lot to sort of just dissuade 3R Gaming from pushing into them. M's Tara is going to be great at that. I mean, all of the abilities there, the super's rather stacked there together from Crazy Raccoon are just going to make it very hard to close that gap and get up in the face of Crazy Raccoon. Squeak comes out yet again. It seems that day 2 is Squeak's day here in the Apex Tour, Teddy.
Yeah, I did get buffed up recently, so I think it makes sense that we're seeing some more play from it. I think this traditionally used to be a decent Squeak map as well, because you could just reveal your enemy's position very nicely, lock down some like narrow choke areas. So I kind of like it. I don't know how well it's going to do in the current meta. I think a lot of the threats are gone. And as I talked about Squeak a few matches ago, it's like a late pick, if not last pick nowadays, because it just gets countered too hard by pretty much like everything that is aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, Crazy Raccoon's draft from the get-go was sort of geared towards punishing misplays, missteps, and I think, yeah, it has the potential to really upset this draft out of 3A Gaming. You've got Surge and Buster who can be punished just because they're not quite as mobile. Surge, yeah, a little bit more. Siddhampo going to be jumped on, finished off by Yume. Moya trying to work that right-hand side as the Gale get that super up, but he's taking big damage. Mameshi taking some punishment, but does connect in such a meaningful way that can get the finisher there. It allows aggressive positioning for 3R Gaming here. Have the gem lead, but only tentatively. And Tensai walks up, finishes off the Buster, only to fall himself. Mameshi wants to claim those gems for himself. He's going to get decent punishment out to Shitampo, but they won't be able to claim the gems.
Yeah, Shitampo is pretty much stuck there, though, because of the slope, but no one's capitalizing. Maybe IC was unaware, I'm not sure. Ball from Tensai is going to connect. Yume jumps away, but Moya is ready to greet him upon landing. Nicely done here by Crazy Raccoon. They've managed to close that gem gap that was slowly building up here for 3R. And Moya has so much mid control, he can even go pick up gems that are on the enemy side of the map because Mameshi is distracted. And for now, things are starting to look good for Crazy Raccoon, although they are starting to lose some of that mid control.
I mean, 3R Gaming started the tournament so well, and it feels like today they've been, especially, well, more specifically this series, they have been their own worst enemy. They've had the right intentions, they've had the right ideas. I mean, arguably on more than one occasion they've had the one-up on Crazy Raccoon, but here in the grand finals they've let it slip. Yume just absolutely caught out, exposed and punished. Tampa going to do the same with IC. Meshi holding all his team's gems right now, trying to make something happen. Yume jumping up to try and provide that cover. They will finish off Tensai, and they will get themselves a nice gem, so they take that lead back to Tampa if they can isolate. Big super coming out from Shitampo allows the drop onto Mameshi, but Yume will pick up the gems. Tensai closing that gap though. Suddenly Yume's in trouble. IC needs to get over there. Sakura needs to back up his teammate as the 10th gem claimed by Crazy Raccoon. That countdown will start. They need to reset the timer if possible. But unfortunately, yeah, the super hyper charge combo from Moya is going to be a huge punishing factor. Tensai, 2 seconds left. There's not much they can do. Crazy Raccoon have found whatever they needed to left in the tank, Teddy, and they're looking to ice it up here in the grand finals.
Beautifully done by Crazy Raccoon. This is their chance of closing things out. And Billy, you're never going to guess it. What do you think the scoreline was in Season 1 when CR lost to 3R and then won in the lower bracket finals and then made it back to the grand finals to win? What was the score? Tell me.
It was 3-2, wasn't it? So it was.
No, it wasn't 3-1.
So it was 3-2. Yeah, it's 3-2 in the upper bracket finals. And 3-1. Okay, yeah. Look, if I'm 3R Gaming, I'm sweating profusely. I am praying to whatever deity it is that I believe in, and asking for more than what I am currently getting, because this is dangerously close to history repeating itself, and it would mean that Crazy Raccoon find themselves a 2-time APAC Tour champions. Big damage. Mameshi falls. Mameshi out means that there's less coverage. Your 2 frontliners are a bit beefy, but they don't have the output that they're looking for. Yume has to aggressively, defensively dash away the pull onto both of them. And Crazy Raccoon, the boot is on the neck, Teddy, and they're looking to close the windpipe. 7 gems to none. 3R Gaming had a solid dash, but unfortunately it seems that they are about to finish it.
It's a messy, scrappy fight, and yet Crazy Raccoon still steadily in the lead. Aggressive play from Tensai. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Moya is there with a flank as well, able to steal away 2 more gems down in the mid. All they need is 1 more for the countdown to be initiated. And 3R Gaming, the only answer has to be death on either that Gale or the M's, but the gem has not been picked up just yet. It's going to be Tensai that commits for it. Not risking any other gems from being dropped down in that unfortunate position. 12 seconds left. Crazy Raccoon need to hold on to that countdown. Anyone going down will interrupt it, but they need to close the gap. 5 seconds left. Can they get in range? Can they get the opportunity to do it? 1 second, it's over. Crazy Raccoon are through, and they are going to be your Season 3 LPL Pro Division champions with yet another stellar performance here in the grand finals, somehow mirroring like the exact results of Season 1.
Yeah, I don't know how they've done it not once but twice and claimed themselves the 2-time title for the LPL APAC Tour, Teddy. And I am going to be honest, I do not know how 3R Gaming have fumbled that grand final, because they looked like the more dominant team going into it. And you look back at the run that was had, Crazy Raccoon, how have they done it again? Losing the upper bracket finals 3-2 to 3R Gaming, winning the lower bracket finals, getting back to the grand finals, and then doing the exact same way, Teddy. Look, Crazy Raccoon might have their shortcomings, but at the end of the day, they're the best team in the region for a reason.
Absolutely. So, I mean, huge congratulations to them. What a day of matches here, and what a way to end the series here as well. I think overall, you know, it kind of shows like how CR needs to work on their draft, especially like try to prevent some of the cheese, looking at Snake Perry in particular. And once that's ironed out, I mean, they might just be one of the top candidates for Worlds, but they got to make sure that all those little issues are ironed out by the time, you know, it goes down on the big stage.
Yeah, I mean, you've already qualified for Worlds. Maybe make the job a little bit easier for yourself, Teddy, but thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you here for all 3 stages of the APAC Tour, and I look forward to seeing you next year and potentially seeing you more in Brawl Stars, whether it is APAC. Who knows how things are going to play out. But for us here at LPR, we thank you so much for following along with us. Congratulations once again to Crazy Raccoon. And for this year, we're done. We're dusted. We'll see you guys next year for more APAC Tour Pro Division. Have a good one. Stay safe, and we'll see you next year.